Today on the Sort It Out SI channel is a brand new 4-2-3-1 underdog tactic for your saves. We've got three teams we're testing with today: RC Lens, Union Berlin and Crystal Palace. Well, hopefully I'm going to show you this tactic in full force as we lift trophies, we win European competitions and even win Ligue 1. So without further ado, let's get right into it. What's going on there, guys? Kempy here and welcome back to the Sort It Out SI channel for another tactic for you guys to absolutely smash your saves with. And talking about smashing, if you can smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is a new sort of style video on the channel, not a new style video, but we're back with sort of random tactics once a week, tactics that aren't linked to a manager, just tactics that are, asymmetric and a bit wacky, tactics that are massively overpowered, tactics that are underdogs. I'm just looking to bring you guys a sort of a massive range of amazing tactics on this year's game. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and if you did enjoy the rebuilds, they are over on my channel. We've got 3 rebuilds a week on KempyXI as well as the 3 manager tactics. So it's the same amount of content from me, but sort of switched it around to be doing, rather than a random tactic on my channel, a random tactic over here. So make sure you're subscribing to both channels, and a massive thank you to Sort It Out SI guys for letting me upload content on this amazing channel. So without further ado, I've got some highlights to show you. It's a 3-2 victory in an FA Cup final with Crystal Palace. Now, I warned you guys, this tactic was fantastic, and lifting an FA Cup in the first season with Palace sort of shows how fantastic it is. So very happy with how things have gone. A little bit of a dwell on the ball there from Mark Guehi. Rashford is going to put this one into the back of the net, but we're going to up the other end with Odsonne Edouard, pulling it back into Thiago Almada. Decore intercepting the ball, Almada on the ball, finding Ahmada, and he puts it in the back of the net. We are playing in, ultra high settings now because the new PC has arrived, so absolutely buzzing. And there's even a little special something for you guys who are worried about the player faces, as Vicente Guaita makes an unbelievable howler there in the 117th minute. Though we got some nice play coming, a great ball there from Almada. Jordan Ayew, sorry, get on the end of that one and sticking it in the back of the net for a 3-2 victory. And you can see a very, very good performance from us. 2 very evenly matched sides, both with 20 plus goals, 46% possession. You're not going to keep a massive amount of the ball, but certainly going to do very, very well. You can see United playing with Dean Henderson in goal, Kim Min-jae at the back, Garnacho starting as well, so quite an interesting United side for us. I do set, I've got the recent update for transfers all installed, but sometimes with the wacky way the transfers go, I do set it so the AI can make transfers as well, and they've not decided to replace David De Gea, which is very interesting, and that's why Thiago Almada is in our cam role as well in this specific team, because I set the transfers so the AI can do them, and they pulled out Almada out of the bag, so quite a signing for Crystal Palace. But enough waffling. The Premier League table, we managed to come in top 4 as well, so not only did we win the FA Cup over the season, very, very consistent, and Jean-Philippe Mateta with that beautiful new player face did an absolute unbelievable job this season. The striker role in this formation scores a ridiculous amount of goals, and a player like Mateta, who is okay, not amazing, a very decent striker, scored 49 goals in 38 games. No outstanding stats, a fairly average Premier League striker on 50k a week, bagging 49 goals, just the 9 behind Erling Haaland, which is quite impressive. I mean, that guy is a little bit of a robot, isn't he? But top 4 finish, 72 points. Very, very happy with that in terms of sort of the overall play. We're not at the top of the goal scored, just in 4th place, and goals conceded down in 7th. But points per game is where it matters, and we managed to grind out the most results to sort of get ourselves where we were. 4th on shots, most shots forward, so quite a progressive attacking style of play as well. 1.89 goals scored per game and 1.18 conceded per game. Nothing blowing you out the water, but certainly a very good season. 25 assists come from the cam role in Thiago Almada. He was an unbelievable signing for Crystal Palace. I mean, that front three of Eze, Almada and Mikel Olise with Mateta up front is very impressive. Maybe Mateta could be like an Endrick, for example, or a Makoko, because then you'd have a true wonder kid front 4. But very, very good results from the rest of the boys as well. Olise with 7 and 18 assists as well, which is very, very good to see. But believe it or not, this is not the best finish we had, and though it was very, very good, we went one step further with RC Lens, winning Ligue 1 and pipping PSG to the post. Now, this sounds very, very impressive, but PSG have a little bit of a fall off in real life. I mean, a lot of players have left the club. I mean, they've got Calvert-Lewin up front, Mbappe, Neymar, Marcos Asensio. It's still a very, very good team, don't get me wrong, but It's not the PSG we know and love with Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, ridiculous midfields, and it's a fairly average-ish PSG side. It's not quite as good as they were, but we still managed to win the league, so there's absolutely no slander on us. A very, very impressive season for us, and we were massively carried again by the strikers. Henrique Araujo, who was brought in January, scored 18 goals and 13 assists, and I moved him back to the club to show you guys Luis Openda as well, because in that first sort of stint of this season, 15 games and 15 goals. So very impressive from the two strikers that were here. Wingers doing decent bits as well. I can't see Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was also here as well, so I think he's gone back out to Manchester City, or he's somewhere. I couldn't see him on that list, but he got 5 and 5 and was very good in the Ligue 1 for us as well. He's definitely not on that list. Oh, he's signed. Cole Palmer signed. Oh, fair enough. Good signing. I like it. But yeah, some decent stats, 10 assists, 14 assists, 9 and 5 to Thomason, Cabo with 8 and 8. So again, a very consistent, well-rounded season. 2.26 goals per game, 0.91 conceded per game. Certainly not blowing teams out of the water, but consistent enough to win the league, which is absolutely fantastic. And what we wanted to see with RC Lens in the final simulation is with European trophy winners Union Berlin. Winning the league is very, very difficult in the Bundesliga. We were quite a way off, to be honest. This is the one team that over sort of a consistent period were not as good as Crystal Palace and RC Lens, but finishing 9th is still above average, predicted to come down in 11th. Coming to the semi-finals of DFB Pokal, again, a decent enough season, but winning the Europa Conference League is fantastic. And Jordan Sabicu scored 23 goals in this competition alone. What on earth? 41 goals in 37 goals for this man. 29 years of age, American striker, had a fantastic season, and he is absolutely outstanding as well. Now, obviously, the tactic we are going to go through in just 2 seconds. To hold your horses on that one. Corner-wise, we are using the standard corner set pieces I use. If you want this to be even more overpowered, make the centre-back the person that heads the ball. I make it the striker because I don't want the centre-back scoring 30 goals a season. I want my striker to score the goals. So that is why I've set it to that. But if you want it even more overpowered, when you download the tactic, that all comes in play as well. But without further ado, let's get into the actual tactic. So the tactic itself then is a 4-2-3-1 system. As described earlier on, we're starting off with a super keeper on defend in goal with no further instructions. A wing-back on support at right-back with cross-aim centre and shoot less often. A wing-back on support on the left-hand side with cross-aim centre and shoot less often. And 2 ball-playing defenders in the base of the defence with no further instructions. In front, the best combination on the game, in my opinion, is a DLP on defend and the box-to-box midfielder on support. Both with no further instructions, not confusing two things too much, just a very good midfield pairing. On the right-hand side, we've got the inverted winger with sit narrower and tackle harder. The left-hand side, an inside forward on attack with sit narrower and tackle harder, and an advanced playmaker in the cam role, rolling from the positions, moving into the channels, and just linking things up in every single way possible. With the advanced forward on up front on attack, up front on tackle harder. That was the Jordan Sabicu role, and he was fantastic at it. And just before I do get into the sort of team instructions, if you guys can make sure to like the video, subscribe to come over and subscribe to myself as well. Subscribe to Shadow Striker / Underbaz. We are all pumping content out this summer, ready for FM24. So make sure you're keeping it locked, and it's a massive appreciation because your support recently has been absolutely mental. In possession, we are a positive mentality side, but in possession, fairly wide is set as the middle attacking width. Passing to space, play out defence, a slightly shorter passing directness. Tempo is slightly higher, be more expressive, and low crosses. In transition, it's take short kicks, distributing to the centre backs and the full backs, countering and counter pressing. With a high press system, a standard defensive line, preventing short goal distribution, and triggering the press much more often. And that is the tactic. It's a fairly standard 4-2-3-1, but I've made it so it's very, very good with underdog sides. I imagine it's amazing with top tier sides as well, but people do not like it when you start with something an underdog and you test with a PSG because they think it doesn't make it good for underdogs, but it's very good for underdogs, which I'm glad I managed to showcase in this video. If you guys can, make sure again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll speak to you next time.